Hello, it's us! Welcome back everyone to the third episode of iAliOS show! We really missed you guys, and I know you missed us, so we're back again live. So we're here to talk about the latest technology news, and we have a lot of fun news for you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the past episodes, and this will be more enjoyable because we got a lot of emails from you guys and there were good suggestions. So we're gonna try to use them in this episode, and then we'll talk about that at the end. So if you guys have any suggestions, any questions, anything that you want to ask, even if you want to just say hi, just email us at iAliOSshowfans2017@gmail.com, and then we'll get right to you. And if you love us, because we love you and you love our episodes, subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for this video. So enough talking, because I know I talked a lot, so let's get to the fun. We have a lot of news for you, and let's see what's coming up.
Samsung is reportedly launching the Galaxy S8 on March 29th. Twitter launches Explore, a new home for moments, trends, search, and live video. Facebook Stories puts a Snapchat clone above the news feed. Facebook Messenger begins testing ads, and they're big. Apple Watch will soon let you talk to Siri to use your apps. Flappy Bird's creator returns with a game that pits ninjas against bouncing cats. First impressions with Konami's latest trading card game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel.
Let's start the fun by talking about Samsung best creation. Nope, not the Note 7. No. We're gonna talk about the next bomb that's gonna be to the market. So the phone that will be exploding next, the Galaxy S8. So let's hear about that, and then we'll be right back with you guys.
Samsung confirmed that it wouldn't be using the world's biggest phone show as a launching pad for its new flagship, a slight surprise given the fact that the company really need a big statement soon in the wake of the Galaxy Note 7 debacle and, well, all the other stuff currently plaguing the company. And while the company is taking its time, lessons learned from the Note fiasco have apparently not precluded Samsung from going big with the device, quite literally, with a display that's said to be even larger than the phablet line. The device will reportedly arrive in two sizes, a very big 5.8-inch and a downright ridiculously massive 6.2-inch QHD Super AMOLED. The USB-C jack is unsurprisingly back, alongside a headphone jack, which Samsung had previously mocked Apple for dropping. The phone is also said to be the first to support Bixby, Samsung's home-brewed alternative to Siri and Google Assistant.
Are you guys excited? OMG! The Galaxy S8 is gonna be out. That is the real fun. In March, the Galaxy S8 is coming out. So my birthday is on March 17th. Would I get it as a gift? I don't want my place to be on fire, so let's not talk about that. Samsung best creation, would it catch on fire like the Note 7? Or will it be worse? So the Note 7 was banned from train stations and airports. Where would the Galaxy S8 be banned from? Airports? Train stations? Anywhere? Or all the above? Because we don't know what Samsung is hiding for us. So the next bomb will be out in March. So let's start talking about Samsung, because we spent 2 episodes talking about Samsung. Let's move on to something new. Did you know that Twitter is working on releasing a new feature? So let's guess what it is. Is it live videos? Is it a search bar? Or wait, is Vine coming back? You know what? Let's see the answer to that. We'll be right back after this video because we want to know what is the new feature that Twitter has for us. BRB, everyone!
Twitter's Moments feature, which allows users to tell stories through a collection of tweets, is no longer going to be front and center in the Twitter application. Instead, Twitter will today replace the Moments section with a new tab called Explore. This area will serve as the home for finding out what's happening on Twitter, including trends, moments, search, and featured live video streams. The change will begin to roll out to Twitter users on iOS today and will make its way to Android in the weeks ahead. It will also eventually come to the web, the company tells us, but that's not Twitter's immediate priority. Moments launched in 2015 and was meant to serve as Twitter's own take on short-form content, the kind of thing that's popular on other social apps, like Snapchat and Instagram Stories, for example. But Moments take more time to create, as you have to first find the tweets you want to collect via search by adding links or by pooling them from a specific account or your favorites. That could have put off some users, leading to the feature's more minimal adoption. Twitter first began testing a replacement for the Moments tab with a small percentage of its users over the past few months and found that people liked Explore better because it was easier to find the news, what's trending, and what's currently popular. The results of those early tests encouraged Twitter to roll the feature out more broadly.
So, before we make any comments or talk about what's going on here, have you guys noticed that every new feature or new game that comes out, it goes to the iOS system first, then it moves its way to Android and never makes its way to Windows? Like let's talk about the search bar for Snapchat. It came out to the iOS first, then it moved its way to Android, and then Windows people are trying to think about bringing Snapchat on their platform. So let's go back to Twitter. So Twitter is copying the idea of news suggestions. Speaking of copying, did you guys hear about what Facebook is doing? Did you know that Facebook is copying the tab, the live video tab on Instagram, the top bar, that has all your friends? When you scroll over, be like, oh, these are annoying people right here. They have their videos. That's going to be on Facebook now. Totally new idea. So like, not only Facebook copies Snapchat onto their messenger, but now they're copying Instagram live tab. That's amazing. Like, I love what Facebook people are doing. So, let's see this video and we'll be right back.
Instagram put a dent in Snapchat by placing its own version of Snapchat Stories atop its feed, and now Facebook is doing the same. Today, Facebook launched Facebook Stories in Ireland on iOS and Android, with plans to bring it to more countries in the coming months. The feature lets you share ephemeral photos and videos in a slideshow that disappears 24 hours later. The little circles to watch friends' Facebook stories appear in its main app above the feed so you can't miss them. While Facebook has tried to push other copycats of Snapchat, they've typically lived in a separate apps like Poke and Slingshot, or as features buried behind the newsfeed like its revamped camera. But now it will be impossible to use Facebook without being exposed to Facebook Stories, and if there's a space to show off in front of friends, people will use it.
So Facebook Messenger is Snapchat. Facebook Main is Instagram. So is Facebook even Facebook now? They should change it to like Face Chat or Faceagram, because that makes more sense, since they are copying everyone's ideas. Plus, did you hear that Facebook is testing to add ads on their Messenger app? Facebook is testing to add ads into their Messenger app. Whose idea is that? Let's see this video and we'll be right back to see whose idea it was.
Facebook today is beginning to test integrated ads into its mobile messaging app's user interface. The company says it will launch what it characterizes as a very small test in Australia and Thailand, which will allow businesses to place an ad on the Messenger home screen. These fairly prominent card-style ads include image thumbnails accompanied by text and a link. They appear below your recent conversations, says Facebook. The link in question can direct users to take different actions, like clicking to learn more about the business or signing up for a service, among other things. This is similar to how Facebook pages for businesses today can direct users to take a specific action, like shopping their site or starting a chat, for example. The ads currently take up a lot of screen space on the home screen, where they sit below your favorites and above the Active Now section, which shows you which friends are online. This seems to make Messenger less user-friendly, as you have to scroll past these large, hard-to-ignore ads just to use other key Messenger features.
Ads? Messenger? Stories? What does that sound familiar? So, why is Facebook doing this? I thought Facebook was unique. If they need help, ask us. Ask us. Because we can help. You know what? We're going to help you without even asking. So we're going to be voluntarily helping you. We're going to make a hashtag after this episode. We're going to call it Let Us Help Facebook. So if you guys have any suggestions, just write that suggestion down and then use that hashtag, because Facebook people need some ideas, because apparently they cannot come up with their own ideas. So Facebook, please look up these suggestions and learn from them, because we want to expect new things in the future. So enough talking about Facebook. So let's talk about our mother Siri that all of us use. So do you know that Siri is coming up to the Apple Watch? Let's see how is that going to change the world by Siri coming up to the Apple Watch. So we'll be right back.
The next version of Apple Watch's software will let you talk to Siri via your smartwatch in order to interact with third-party applications, according to new developer documentation from Apple released on Tuesday. This will let you do things like order an Uber, send a message through a chat application, make a payment, and more. The feature is one of a handful of enhancements expected to arrive in the upcoming operating system, watchOS 3.2. which will also introduce a theater mode option. This lets you mute the sound on your watch and will disable the watch's ability to wake the screen when you raise your wrist. In other words, it's a way to not annoy others when watching. But more interesting is the addition of Siri Kit for third-party apps. Being able to use your apps via a wrist just by speaking will be a big step forward in terms of voice-based computing, and something that could even make Apple Watch seem more appealing to those who haven't yet seen the need for smart wristwear. Consumer apathy has led to declining smartwatch sales, and an industry that's left taking stock of the true market potential for wearables now that the hype has worn off.
Siri is going to the Apple Watch. Wow! So now I can talk to Siri and order pizza on my Apple Watch. So I can talk to my watch and order pizza. I know what I'm having for dinner tonight. We had a lot of news today, but these news are not as exciting as what is coming up. Do you know why? Because fun comes in with challenges, happiness, and enjoyment. And that will become with the gaming. So let's get what's going on in the game world, because I'm waiting for that moment since the time that I started this episode. So let's see what we're going to have in games, and then we'll be right back after these short videos.
While game companies are spending millions developing and marketing addictive mobile games, every once in a while an indie hit appears out of nowhere and captures the public's imagination. In 2013, that game was Flappy Bird, a notoriously difficult, endless runner-style game that thrust its Vietnamese creator Dong Nguyen into an unwanted spotlight. Nagaijin ended up pulling the game from Apple and Google's app stores a few months later, despite making a ton of money, because it had become an addictive product that was causing him and his players issues. It also allowed him to focus on making more games, with 7 titles now behind him, including Swingcopters. Nagaijin is back with a new game called Ninja Spinki Challenges, and it's every bit as difficult as you'd expect.
Ninja Spinki Challenges! Wow, I cannot wait. So, we have Flappy Birds, Splashy Fish, and Ninja Spinki Challenges. How amazing is that? That game is gonna kill it. When Flappy Bird came out to the market, everyone played it. Everyone on the world played that game. And then after a month, they were like, well, that game is so boring, I don't want to play that game anymore, because like that game is just stupid, you know, like why you have a bird that is flapping and then you have to pass it and all that stuff. What? Come on, man, come on, you played it for a whole month, you had a high score, and then you're like, okay, let's criticize it now because like I'm tired of it. We interviewed some people, and then they gave us their opinion about what they thought about Flappy Bird when it came out and what they think about Spinki Challenges now. So let's see what are these videos, and we'll be right back.
Oh, Flappy Bird. No, I didn't play Flappy Birds. I don't know what that is. Is it like a bird that flaps, or is it like a game? Or what
Flappy Bird. OMG, I love that game. Yeah, I played that game and I kind of, I don't know, I kind of like it.
Ninja Spinki Challenges is a fun game to play, and yeah, it's amazing.
Have you guys heard about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel? That game that a lot of people downloaded and have fun with? But the problem is here, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon came in at once, or closely to each other. But the problem here is, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans and we have Pokemon fans. Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans will not play Pokemon, and Pokemon people will not play Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know what's going on here, because this is confusing. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna see who plays what. So we're gonna have a vote to see what game will win at the end. Either the Pokemon game or the Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. So at the beginning of next episode, we're gonna have the results done. So send us you guys emails and tell us which game do you think is better, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. So if you are a Pokemon fan, send us an email and be like, hey, Pokemon wins! So, and then if you like Yu-Gi-Oh!, tell us, hey, we love Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's the best game on earth. I don't know, like it's just amazing. Like I don't know what to say about it, you know? And then we'll see what game get most votes. So I'm gonna let you watch those short videos talking about both games, and we'll see gameplay of them, and then we'll come back to end this episode. I'll be right back. So sadly, we are at the end of our episode for this week. I know you guys are sad. I know that. We're gonna miss you too. Like, please don't cry, because like we'll be there shortly. Like we'll be there next week. So in this episode, or in creating this episode, our ultimate goal for you guys to have fun and enjoy watching these episodes, because there are a lot of shows out there, a lot of technology news and all that stuff, but when you hear them, it's always serious. There's no fun into watching them, so you get bored, sometimes you fell asleep, so that's not what we're looking for here. we have an actual news for you and we have fun presenting this news to you. So our ultimate goal is to make you laugh, because when you laugh, that will make us happy. And then that is the purpose of this show. So if you guys really like this episode or the past episodes, just subscribe and hit the like buttons and send us your suggestions at iAliOSShowfans2017@gmail.com, and then we'll use those suggestions to be better in the coming up episodes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode for this week, and then we'll be right there for you next week. So stay tuned for the coming up episode. So I hope you guys had fun, because I really want you to laugh, and my goal is to make you laugh. So we'll see you guys next week with new news and new fun and new games. So we'll be back. Have a wonderful one, everyone. Bye.